Burn the board.
I know, I have to check.
Anyway, let's bring the meeting to order. Road foreman, give us a report.
We tabled last week, 2 weeks ago, the little problem on Hoyt Hill.
Read it narrow.
And, since then, I guess she's has a little bit of a problem with water coming down the mountain there.
What was that rain do that?
Wednesday, maybe?
Yeah. That was like an inch and a half in what, 10 minutes or something.
Pretty.
It was awful tense, I can tell you.
It washed on our road places that were out in our fields I've never seen before.
Up there on Derby's, just that little stretch coming from down across from the cemetery there. Up there on, gosh, what fields?
Forest Howard,
Yeah, Derby. What the heck is this?
John Dirk,
John. There we go.
just from there down to the cemetery.
There, down the cemetery, I bet that water according to that grass had to be 1.5 feet.
probably was, because I was driving right through there, right when it was, probably it's worse. And
Really?
my wipers, I was going 15 miles an hour, and wipers couldn't keep on.
Well, it made an instant mess.
Yeah.
It made an instant mess on the upper side of County Road. It just made all kinds of big messes up, Larkin. Most every driveway that comes to our road was spilling it right into the town road. It wasn't all that good.
Yeah, but even in Tunbridge, like Matt Loftus said, it wasn't that bad at their house on water, so it must have
No, well,
been
down,
that
you know,
visual.
I was gonna say, I don't really recall.
Yeah.
Yeah, down here, I couldn't even get enough to wet the lawn.
Yeah.
And so, we've been busy trying to put those things back together. And we pretty much got it all back together now.
Hoyt Hill, right, into the.
It's only one solution there.
What's that?
And that is, you've got, I told Thomas that we're gonna have to maybe do bigger outlets, all this to it, we cannot. We cannot deal with a small outlet anymore, we gotta go bigger. The water's bigger. And so I stopped and talked to the people. And told them, hey, we're having troubles down the road and we need to do something about it. So the only real solution is. You don't want water on your lawn, and so the water really gets to be moving by the time it gets past their house. I need to dig a bigger outlet.
Does that just get overwhelmed up above him?
It gets overwhelmed above Ozier's old place because they don't allow water onto their own. And then it gets coming down and the outlet can't handle what's coming down and shoots right down past or right down Tammy's. And so there's only two solutions. She puts in the culvert, which whoever here that lower side of the road needs the culvert. But or we banked it so the water goes right by her. That's the only two solutions we have. She doesn't want water from that outlet that I'm talking about needs to be bigger. She doesn't want any water going down over the bank till it gets past her house.
Is the outlet you wanna make bigger before you get to the, just to get the
It
hay
splits
fields?
both of them right now. It does.
Yeah.
It drains the water off after it passes the first house.
Yeah.
And then it starts collecting again in the wide canyons.
You said you put one in, I over up by the horse stable in the shed. How much goes into it?
Well, that's because, you know, we were trying to be nice to everybody's lawns and this and that. And every time you try to be nice, you get kicked in the teeth. And so I stopped and talked to him about just gonna have to look at this. If there's no way to handle these big rains without that outlet being bigger.
So you gotta make one of those, it gets like a bigger area with stone all around it or something, or, I mean, what's your plan?
Well, our plan is to just plain make it bigger and, yes. That's actually a good idea. We can stone an outlet right there. And,
But it still goes downhill, it doesn't cross over to the ditch on the other side, right?
I don't know where everybody gets this idea of water runs across the road with sheds like this. And, because we try and retry to make that happen at the bottom of, Brenda, Fields' Road there, Drew Road.
Yeah,
And no matter how much you try to tip it, water always seems to somehow make its way over the edge. That, you know, 'cause we got it tipped enough there now, so you feel like you're tipping. But still, it does manage to come
so
across.
that will work up there, I think.
And,
Or a culvert, right, running from that side over.
and I'm also a firm believer that if you, sooner you get water to the low side of the road, much better everybody is. I'm not favor of pumping it back to the wrong side just to see what can happen further down the road. Right.
Where does that eventually outlet by Eileen's then?
That goes all the way down past Fairgate once it gets headed down that side. Yeah, I mean, it's going down Drew Road.
And with the sugar house,
Yeah, way down to the sugar house before it can ever leave that side of the road, and so, I don't feel comfortable about trying to shift water into the upper side to just see what it can make for a mess down the road.
well, I think you ought to do what you proposed.
So that's kind of where we're at with that one. I hadn't really thought about the stone, but I think maybe the stone would be a good idea.
Well, it seems to be all the rage nowadays to do something like that.
We're very trendy.
Yeah.
And, the mower parts have been ordered. They are $6,000 for the parts.
Okay, we haven't spent much money on that tractor.
That's right. Yeah. It's the mower, not the truck.
Yeah,
What's the mower need?
Needs to be spent on the lower half of the motor. The high garden. But I really can't blame. Spindle has been going for 11 years now. That I've seen it not last more than a year and a half. And so I am. I don't have any complaints with the guy operating, what I'm trying to say.
Doesn't run off the PTO or runs off the motor?
Comes up, I thought, you know, and Larry's truck, the leak that's in the hydraulic system. They have finally accepted the fact that they have a problem. And parts have been ordered for it. They come to the conclusion that their air valve system has flaws in it, so they're going with a new system entirely. And as soon as those parts come in, we can ship the truck, Burlington, and have that put together.
that's in the warranty.
That's all I'm doing.
Good. Excellent.
Something.
And, but it's been an issue since the truck was brand new.
Is that unique to the truck or all the trucks from that region? Having installed them.
Well, they started saying that they never had this trouble before. I don't understand what's the problem. And then here, 3 months ago, they started talking about, well, we got 5, 6 trucks that we've done crazy. And then I hear that there's, 25, 30 trucks that we've done crazy.
Virus.
And so they finally had to accept the fact something has to be done.
We were a leader.
Yeah, we're playing the loudest.
That's right. And, unless you know something I don't know. I think roads are in pretty fair shape. The drought that we're in, the more you stir them, the more the dust flies, and then when the big rain comes, not set still. And so I'm trying to make sure we maintain the worst. I just feel that we will. I take pretty good pride in what I do. And it bothers the heck out of me. You think that somebody needs something graded just so it will get much worse as soon as it rains.
But the last time you graded Monarch, which was what, weeks ago, 2 or 3 or something. The water you put on, the chloride you put on, and how you did it, made it good. And when it didn't get wet, it just got a little bit wet, and that was set right up real nice.
Yeah,
You did a good job.
but that is slow work.
Right.
It is, and we don't get fire every day because it takes thousands of gallons of water to make that happen. And but we're trying. That's all I can tell.
Right.
We're trying to make it good as we can for everybody.
I heard no complaints.
Well, Rick Barnaby stopping on the way to the hayfield.
Good for you, Mike? Yeah, watching fluoride out.
Yeah, I was freaking out.
Well, I told Jimmy, and I came down over there yesterday. And I planned on getting there today, but I wound up being man short. And this and that, and so because you caught me getting a ride with one of the guys. I was going up to get a truck that we left up there. So because we took the grader up the road there and left that.
Oh,
And so we had to go get the grader, but Larry had a appointment that he desperately needed to deal with. He had two that was bothering me.
oh, gotta take care of it.
So he thinks he'll be back tomorrow, but like I told him, you never know one of those. You get dry socket, you ain't gonna wanna do nothing.
Right. No. Okay.
And so, I planned on having fluoride, cause I came down over there the other day and yesterday. And I said, you know, there's spots here, we should hit with fluoride. So it was on my list today and we're gonna get it.
How's West Tunbridge? That's the year.
Can't tell, it's so dusty.
I don't doubt it.
No, he's pretty decent.
But the man goes for a walk every day, so he gets a chance to look it over.
I have to put my dog on a leash on front and spread the dust on it.
Well, my dog helps me walk along.
No, I wish it rained again because after we graded, you know, that little hill up to my other house, that was good for it. And it's decent now, but I wish it would rain and pack it in some more.
Wait tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was supposed to or not, but I had to do something, so I needed some materials. So I went to Chelsea and I got some material from them. And I put about a quarter of their stuff into our stone to make it, so maybe we pack. Use it here and there where I just need something, especially where the water got in and blew things all the heck on us.
Mhm.
Bennett Drive up there,
I saw that.
I wasn't. We didn't really use much there, but we pulled the ditches, had to put something on top, but water got in up the top. Made a mess. And him and I talked today, he's gonna get Arnold Clark to make some help, get some
You should, yeah.
things up top there, swales, so that the water sheds away from our road instead of coming right from his pasture right into the road.
We just got a water bar.
He at least wants to work with us, to shift the water out of the road.
Where Marion Minster used to live. Somebody's old one. Who owns it now?
Bennett,
Are they still on it? I thought they were gonna sell it.
They sold it to themselves,
Oh.
different family member.
Oh, got it.
what did you say his name was? Pete?
John?
John? There you go. I knew you.
Put that on me. What that, so what?
I've only met him once and that was today,
Yeah,
but I've talked to him several times on the phone.
So that mentally blends, he could be working on it.
I'm with
wait till the next downpour.
we are hoping that at least add a package to it because, I wanna put this stuff we have out, but I gotta get some rain so I get some moisture going on, because, when it's only that deep. Because that's all you can really spread, when you got as many miles as we got. Looks real nice when it goes down, but it won't set still. Grader comes in, rips up that 2 inch into it, and then you got a mess.
But I'll tell you, the other day when it was raining so hard, I came down Dickerman. And that stuff we put on from Lebanon was just sitting right there. I was just pounding on like it was pavement. So
I
that's
noticed
neat.
that, but I don't know if you noticed all the tree damage right in that area.
Yeah,
The
the wind was good down.
wind got right in there big time. We spent half a day just cutting trees that. One big tree from out back comes down and bends over, a dozen this big, then down the road does it again. So we kind of had to clean those things up, put them out of there, because. Especially those yellow birch, white birch,
Right,
now that they've been bent over, come winter, they're just gonna be a nightmare, so we cut them off, got rid of them.
what else is going on?
That's pretty much. How it is.
It gets delivered a little bit of sand now and again, I see.
Well, he hasn't been, I thought he was actually delivering a little bit of sand to us, but, and I thought he was doing a pretty good job at it, and then I find out he's, hauling for Matt. It wasn't actually stopping at the garage.
All right, I saw him go by the house the other day, and I thought, hey, I didn't say that.
They're doing a mound sand,
Oh,
thing up at, and, he's been trucking that, I thought, all that time.
they're putting their sand up there.
But I was out and I said, wow, by golly, we're getting some. And then I find out we didn't get any.
Had he heard in the new truck?
The only thing I've heard, that, it's like, I should probably tell you it's 6 weeks out, but I've heard it's 3 weeks out.
Oh.
So,
Arbitrators always the time.
Yeah,
so, no, I just can't, I couldn't even begin to try to tell you.
well, it's getting closer.
Get a hold of crack ceiling guys.
No, I was thinking about that the other day.
You didn't happen to see anything come in, did you?
I didn't.
Cause, they are supposed to send something here. Turns out about the only one left is Nikon. So that's about the only one you're gonna find if I do get one. And he told me he'd mail us something. I told him that I was looking for a proposal that would cover like 3 days. And, well, I'd like to know per day, but 3 days. And he said he'd get it out to us. That's what I can tell you about.
The paving on Stratford Road looks good, and that go well.
I thought it went very smooth. Made it. Because nothing wrong with being thick, don't get me wrong. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. It makes things bad. It did roughly take 9-10 wheeler loads of, stuff from Chelsea to, put the shoulders on. And so that represents it. It was nice and thick on the outside edge to, you know, or to bring up that much material. I thought it was good. I think that takes care of that.
Robin, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
So the guy from Blacktop, Tom Ashley, he wants to know, he was awarded for thieving,
Oh, all right, baby's all done.
so that was that.
Yeah.
He's like, can you please let me know? I'm like, alright,
Well, I never actually saw a bid from it, so I didn't know one came in. But Pikes did, and we acted.
They also do the tunnel Lloyd Road.
Yeah.
Are you using just that new type of chloride now? Magnesium. Things like that works as well, or you tell because of the weather.
We used to use it 100% of the time, when it was in the bag form. And that's all we ever,
Magnesium?
yeah. And honestly, we haven't used any liquid until this year. So. Is it as good? I don't have a real answer for it. Only thing I can tell you is, it's more friendly to every piece of equipment that touches it.
What is it, a concentrate now that you mix with water?
No, it comes all pre-mixed, but you know, it's like, I think it's like $1.11 a gallon. And I was just thinking about that today. I can remember when we used to 35 cents a gallon.
Let's say that's a lot of money for a lot of water.
You start dumping at 1,000 gallons a day or something like that,
And that, I was saying the same thing.
right?
You can tie up a lot of money in chloride and, first, and I'm still not giving up on the fact that the calcium chloride makes mud.
Yeah, well, so it'd be a nice experiment and see through.
I can honestly tell you that I've heard some places say, oh, we dump it on 1,000 gallons to the mile. How can you afford to do that?
Yeah.
That would be 71,000 miles, just tied, $71,000 tied up in just dirt
Not
road,
fast.
putting on that.
Right, I agree.
Experiment with Chesapeake Road.
But do you think, like with that Lebanon stone, it seems to me that doesn't seem to get as dusty. You think if we were to use that stuff for the better quality over the years, maybe we wouldn't have to use quite so much chloride?
Our neighbor up the road claims that he doesn't use more than 7,000 gallons a year. And he seems to think he keeps a pretty good handle on dust.
What do we use? Approximately.
Huh?
How much do we use?
He probably use somewhere in the vicinity of 10 tractor trailer loads. On a real gear.
Yeah.
And that's anywhere from tractor trailer, depending on how you order it. These people want me to order 4,500 gallons trip. And the other people were doing 3,000 trip. So do the math.
Right.
Yeah.
Huh. So what type of chloride is Rick using then? The magnesium or the calcium?
I would be lying to you if I told you exactly which one it was, but I believe it's chloride. calcium, magnesium.
Okay,
I believe it is, but I don't know that for a fact.
interesting.
What's your budget, you know, for the year?
I don't know that. I don't remember that. Sure. Take a guess. 15.
I'm gonna say, I bet it scared you. You add the price of it to the, right figures there.
Alright. We have $6,500 budgeted. We have spent so far this year. $4,988.34.
We'd be over budget. With the price of the gallon, it seems like we'd be over budget.
Yeah, she must not have us last. Cause we're now 90,000 now.
Is that just this summer, so we could have paid for some of it?
So this would just be from July and August.
Oh, I see.
Anything that was
Oh,
above in June.
So we probably only have one load.
The splitting, this weird.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's one in here, so.
I know. Between what's in the tanks and what we ordered, 9,000 gallons.
Will that take us to the rest of summer then?
We'll know. Sad to say.
Sad but true.
When does the season sort of end?
When it starts raining.
Yeah, it starts snowing.
Yeah, and then they'll say we don't have to, but people accept it and gets awful dusty when it's up.
Right. All right, if that's all you got, we can leave. I
Alright,
can't think of any questions.
We can up that a little bit, up budget.
Yeah, we'll see how this year works out. Oh, I guess I was gonna ask Becky, do you want Rodney to stay for any of this surplus?
And
Extra money?
Rodney should probably be part of the conversation.
You might spend some on,
Plus money.
well, on temporary or something like that, so we'll move on to Becky next.
Alright. So. We had a total of $163,907.29. Of that, we are taking 21,000 for paving, right? I tried to go find that number and I couldn't find it, which
It was at least 20.
I think it was 21.
What's that?
The extra that you needed to finish paving that last little bit.
and it was somewhere in that
Yeah,
20 something,
alright,
I'd like to say 24, but I don't know for a fact. But I know it was a little bit, and to be honest with you, I didn't know we could pull it off, but we did.
So this surplus is highway, general or both?
this is just highway. General fund has a little bit of a deficit, but nothing that not enough to. That's why we have our fund balance, little cushion, so that when we're, $4,000 over.
But on this paving bill, you may have
I'm gonna have it.
you may have call the company, find out. Cause I don't know if they actually broke it down for you. The Point Hill paving is kind of.
That's a fee, for FEMA.
I mean, it can come out of whatever you take it out, but right, it needs to come out.
Well, I think it was. included when we put it into our.
It should have been.
I'll ask Marion.
It was all itemized when we did the culvert thing.
Because we got a better deal than we were gonna get from anybody else, because it was right here. And
Right.
they did it for the 90 ton instead of 250 dollars.
That came after that, whatever the.
I was gonna say,
fee
that's
Final.
Yeah.
part of this money anyway. It's just, money, and I think. I just need to make sure that I give Marianne that invoice. That says
Right,
this is what we spent.
Did they itemize just the white tunnel
Right.
over part of that?
That was the plan. How it was set up.
You don't think I've seen that bill yet, but
It is two
Yes.
different projects, so it might be all broken there.
sometimes Tara makes it all disappear before I even get to it. Took care of it. So that. Do you wanna say 24?
I was thinking that there was a number.
You're thinking that I'll go with, we have 139,907.29 to. Allocate someplace. Some of that I wanna go to the disaster. Relief fund. Which I think has like 25,000. 900 and some odd dollars in it right now.
No.
No, so we might wanna,
I think a disaster is definitely gonna happen. And, I think that you probably should share some of that money out.
well, I definitely think that,
No,
is there anything else you need
when is it gonna happen, Mom?
out of this money that?
Well, it could be a real,
Please don't jinx, I don't need it, I
Well,
don't wanna,
but
can
there's
I,
a hurricane.
I know.
Coming across
I'm looking
the
at
ocean
it, but it
right
looks like
now.
it's going up, see, it's right there.
And
Circling
we have
around.
no idea. I have no idea whether it decides at this date.
At this current moment, it will not.
You wanna put 75,000 in?
I think that you're gonna spend it, so therefore I think it is much smarter to have it on hand. Cause I think that you're gonna find FEMA and stuff like that much harder to get your hands on.
Right. That still is what, 60 or something to do whatever else with.
Something,
yeah,
Can't have even 100,000 in there.
what? Some of it, new temporary fund.
I think so.
So we're moving 75,000 to the disaster fund.
Well, we haven't decided that yet. We're pretty close.
so. Does that leave us? Something.
Other areas for short on.
I'm not sure.
No, just like if we wanted more of this, button, so with the.
Oh,
This mowing machine. We have money already allocated, to cover these situations, or do we need a little bit money ourselves?
So what, I'm not sure, what are we looking at for this mowing machine?
Well, if we have nothing else, though, we got another $6,000.
For the maintenance of it, or are we buying something new?
We're buying something new, but it's maintenance. We're buying a new spindle and the lower half of the motor.
I mean, we can take 6,000 of this and we have 88,000.
I don't know what you have in
Maintenance.
I mean, are we probably going to overspend the mower maintenance? I do not think the mower maintenance carries $6,000.
no, it's like 1,500 or something like that.
I don't think it's that much. But actually, I think because it's the tractor and the mower together, it's only like $1,500 we set aside for it, so.
Spent that on the tractor last year.
Yeah.
I certainly think we could put that 6,000 aside and say that's gonna cover that.
or it's all gone. I don't know. Sure, we're covered for some.
That's
Right on.
okay with me, because we know that's happening.
We have to send that out too, hopefully it's not good.
No, they've got it all, you can put it back together, can't you?
Well, they're putting the spindle together. Actually, I guess we're putting it back together because they said the spindle, none of the spindle sections is worth saving. So that $4,500 for a new,
So the way that one will work is I will just leave that 6,000 in the surplus, it'll go to the fund balance.
Yeah.
It could mean that we might end up with a little bit of a deficit at the end of the year, but it'll be covered by that 6,000.
Yep.
That's how that one will go. And I can move 75 to the disaster. That leaves you $82,907.29.
You know, at least 50 for garage. Hadn't we?
You put 70. An emergency and. 50 in the garage, this way, that's the one.
Right, so you wanna put 70?
I might sound a little harsh, but I kind of agree that there needs to be some money kicking around for when the breakdowns happen.
So 70 instead of 75.
I believe it's 20,000 roughly. You know, to go at least 6,000.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Trucks, but there's always something breaking on trucks.
Case to shoveling, burning done.
How much did you say for the garage?
You have to figure out sort of a timeline for the garage, because otherwise it's just like, we're gonna put money away that just inflation's gonna eat that.
Yeah.
That's 50,000 bucks.
Right, yeah.
So I think what we're gonna have to do is we'll have to bond. I hate saying those words, but
Marry it to the grant.
Call something.
if there is a grant out there to build a garage, right?
It's a middle school.
I have a hard time building a middle school right now.
All in some house.
How about, I mean, I was thinking we ought to at least aim to have it done and completed in 5 years.
Right,
I mean, because that's not a long way, but it's not.
no,
And even if we get our ducks in a row, we get even,
So we might have enough to engineer it,
right,
and then we have the, and then we have, yeah.
Well,
well, if we bond it, we'll be paying it afterward though.
engineering.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
How much engineering do you need? What price you got?
We don't.
but Brookfield needed.
So I love that, but pretty sure that they require. You're going to make a public garage, you have to have it engineered.
Oh, no.
I think you're absolutely right, but I think if somebody like Daniels pretty much handles their own engineer.
Yeah. They still charge for it.
So I think we would have to know what we were looking at for cost before we could get a bond.
Yes, but
Yeah.
we're gonna be whacking around the van,
No, I totally, yes, we can't do it, but I mean,
cause Brookfield. Got into it 650, that was a year ago,
yeah,
and so in 5 years.
oh, I 100% agree with you. I just think that right now we'll have enough to figure out what.
I'll try to talk to Vince
Yeah.
and see.
See what he
would
says.
have for a small money.
Small fee.
Small fee of $50,000. Yeah,
He broke the dude.
We also gotta remember on the building, we either have to keep our old garage alive,
Yeah, I think I told him that.
and because. We take one hell of a building, brand new, but to store everything we own.
No, you're gonna,
3 million then.
you're just talking about a storage shed basically. But it's not gonna be needed.
And then improvements to the older.
Well, I know the first time we talked about. Daniel would build one for $150 a square foot.
Huh, yeah.
How many square?
Well, we'll say if it's 60 wide. 60 deep. Times that. Then times that with your $150, there's your price.
$540,000.
Back then, which weren't that long ago now, so I don't know what it is today.
Probably with engineering and all, it's probably gonna be pushing a million.
Figure out too, if we had a similar situation with Brickfield, you know, like a nice building on a pad that's needed. What, it's, we had room finally in the old garage, what improvements we take place in there to
Right.
make it.
I think we need to, yeah.
And that's something you could do over time.
Right.
Yeah, with that, with the plan.
Yeah.
Right, that's it, yeah.
Cause I was just,
They're so tight when you overrun it.
I was just thinking the other day
Yeah,
that
but if you get all the
Thanks.
trucks out of there.
eventually somebody's gonna be in there working on the IT. I've been there 30 years and we've never touched it and nobody else has ever touched it, so.
You have just changed it.
And I bet that old pump has been going for 50 years now.
Huh, that's amazing. You just replaced the one at the village store, and it cost $4,500 to do that.
I replaced one at my house because I didn't wanna do it in the middle of the winter. It was working fine.
Yeah.
It had been in there for 25 years and I said, you know, that thing would die on us right in the middle of the winter and I'm not gonna have that.
Why did you change wires?
I did,
That's what does it in.
I did. I found chafe wires and at the very bottom of the pump and it started heating to the house.
Right,
What shapes them?
just the constant, when every time the motor starts.
Boot gets bad down there. We turns too much, you know.
So that take care of all of our money.
So that leaves you guys a cushion. For any crazy
So
things.
the balance of $19,907.29 is just miscellaneous maintenance.
Yeah, we'll just stay in the fund balance.
We'll stay in the fund balance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't somebody make a motion that that's what we're gonna do?
I make the motion that. We take. $70,000 out of the surplus to go towards emergency fund. 50,000 to go towards the new town shed. And the balance. You. Put back in. It was,
I thought we were gonna do 24,000 for paving.
Yeah, but we've already moved
oh,
that
I
back.
took that out.
Yeah,
Okay.
we had talked about that before.
That came out of the surplus.
It came out of the surplus. I just needed to figure out what the final number was actually, was looking for it the other day and I was like. I don't know what it says. I think it's 21, but maybe it's 24,
Is that that motion?
All right, all in favor of Mike's motion? Yeah,
Alright,
aye.
alright,
Yeah.
Yeah, going on the town garage just so by budgeting time.
Yeah,
well, let's do the one with the foot.
yeah,
Other than,
and I mean, obviously be holding on and see if he would, and if he would, what he would charge.
No, the change is mine. He said, you know what? Throw in an extra $100.
so that won't give us a ton of money, but it might give us enough money to create a plan, so.
I need that tree removed. It's in a bad spot, too many people looking at the bridge.
What tree?
There's a dead elm tree right beside the Howell Bridge down there.
Oh, yeah, right.
And we have too many people looking taking pictures of bridges, to have that over the top of their head.
Trying to say something.
Not so the other thing, I feel there's a possibility of somebody getting hurt with it.
Okay, well, since we're talking about, cutting trees down, what about the tree at the dump, the harm Gilead or whatever, we ought to get Isaac on that, if we're gonna do it. That bid was,
Did you talk to the neighbors?
I did, and they're, difficult.
I talked to the neighbors and I said, I told them, I said. You people need to think about. What you've just done. You told us not to cut trees. And now if somebody gets hurt on our side. Cause tree falls, it's not gonna be a town issue. And so I think they might have changed their minds that. Wanting that tree to
The pine tree or the other one,
pine tree.
the pine tree's dead and it's on their side.
I don't know how they really feel, but they started thinking about it, act like. Talked to them, and I said, wish you let us off the hook.
Yeah, but anyway, Isaac said he could take down the burnt Gilead just by climbing up and cutting it down and not felling the tree,
Right,
so. He was willing to do that, he said,
is that on our land?
that's on our side,
Okay.
and I think
But
that.
that's the start then, I guess.
Right, and I worry about them, because they're pretty good trees, and then all of a sudden the wind blows and they
Yeah.
tip over, and they just break off or
Yeah.
they uproot or whatever. That was a pretty good tree, size wise.
And I guess talking about trees, it brings me to the people that were. Right, they're taking out the dam. Over here, the fellas.
Oh, that's on schedule now?
Yes, and he asked, is town of Tunbridge doing anything about taking down the ash trees? And I said, I haven't heard anything about any of that.
Why does he care?
Well, he's,
What, Emerald Ash Forest?
yeah,
Oh.
he said the issue is, and I just bring it to your attention. The issue is like your elm and stuff like that, they just sort of fall apart with no great damage. Dead ash trees have a tendency to just one day flop over. Nothing ever fell off the roots or dead tree flops over. Could create a hazard.
Mhm.
And I'm just bringing that to your attention.
Okay,
We have a lot of ash trees that are, wow.
So I really wasn't paying much attention to the other day.
I didn't know if you had it in Tunbridge, do we have?
And we have quite a few.
25% of the trees in town. Ash. It isn't huge
Right,
when you
do we have a verified Emerald Ash Borer in town?
not that I know of.
Yeah,
I bet there are,
probably. Pretty much every town has.
right,
So I bring that to your attention, because I guess it's maybe something state helps with or something, I don't know. Listen, he did talk to me about it, and I'll bring it up in the meeting.
I would ask some forest parks and rec.
right.
V-Trans probably has some policy too, because this is.
I guess a lot of towns have policy going on now, but we should
Tree
go.
ordinance.
Stratford, I read in the paper, Bright Tag Road, that they have a committee basically going around cutting down trees.
Really?
Really,
I just,
gave there. What, a year ago, he was in there, he was saying.
Mhm.
How many ash trees it was.
Yep.
Gotta keep an eye on.
I just. I figure if we cut all of them, we've killed them all anyhow, so I'm not sure that's.
No, that's what Forest Parks and Rec said, that their policy is mostly, I think, ones that are clearly infected, take down, but
Right.
not to sort of go out and cut every ash tree, because there's a certain percentage that are gonna survive,
Right,
and.
The ones with
most
genetics.
Are. All passes.
But that was the fear. The fear is that the roots go bad and they just tip over.
Yeah.
No, like, can you tell that it's dead, like,
Well, yeah, I guess if it starts losing its bark and, they.
Be shattered too, I guess.
They fell.
That's an indication. So what about the dam? When are they gonna do that? Or who's gonna do it? Or-
Look, sounded to me like they're gonna do it directly after the thing.
Who's doing this? No idea.
The library book partnership.
I think that's who's in charge. I really didn't get involved with that
Rudy
much,
would know.
but I did go to the meeting the other day just for the heck of it. And, the guy, I don't remember his name, but there's a guy up in Chelsea that has a excavator on wheels that he tows around a trailer on the back of it.
All right. Go do that to me.
And he puts like he does work on the blacktop roads and stuff, so it doesn't leave any marks.
Right.
He's the guy that's gonna take it down.
Well, I think it's stupid. Is that one up,
Turn the lights on.
the one up in North Tunbridge, Mother Nature took care of it. It didn't cost us a nickel. And then Mother Nature will take care of this one if we leave it long enough,
Well, I think it's done its job already.
right?
I think the fish can travel back and forth, if there was a fish to travel.
Yeah.
Right, and there's a nice deep hole there now where the water's circulating around, it's probably nice and cool.
Because the guy told me the fish will all come back as soon as that's gone.
Yeah.
You just stop it, you know?
Problem with the mill bridge.
And And I referred to the fact that we've cleaned the rivers up so bad, there's nothing for them to eat.
Right,
And so, why are they gonna be here if they can't eat nothing? Anyway,
But that's not gonna affect like our whole slide situation, like they don't care for dams there.
Wasn't it supposed to make it better? They wanted the dam taken out.
Yeah.
supposedly it will clean up that area and push it more towards 110.
That's not our problem.
Then it just becomes not our issue.
you like that.
It's supposed to kind of clean out all the gravel and stuff and, do something like that, yes. So that's what I've been doing. But I just want to talk about, right above Neil Whitley's house. Whole bunch of trees slid off the bank. Yeah. Into that brook. So far, the state's told me that no can touch, so I guess we don't worry about it, and we don't worry about the bridge down below it.
Don't worry about
Yeah.
Yes, we can do the math.
It is.
This is the way out.
Pretty well shut off. Alright, that's all I got.
It'll reroute. Reroute.
The road, yeah,
The answer to the tree at the bridge.
yeah,
We get in okay?
it. I make most of it such a bid, Mont Tree Company LLC for $600 for move dead Allen next to Bridge, next to Albert.
you want him at the same time, or you wanna vote also, and have him play down the
Oh,
tree?
yeah,
So I'll also have them take down the tree at the town garage,
2 for 9.
Yeah.
same price. 6.
So we can do it for 6.
6. That'd be nice.
Buy one, get one free.
Yeah.
Go.
Second,
I second it.
all right, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Can you contact Isaac?
Right now.
She's like, I'm on it.
On it, yeah.
To get it, like. In between the motion with it.
Are we good?
We're good.
Aye.
You can leave. Thank you.
You're our tree board now, right?
Yes,
So they said.
Whoever they are.
whoever they are.
We can come up with that as.
Okay, Rob, you'll go around, mark all the dead trees, and they're about ready to upload.
Forest, can you leave that are there?
No.
Which, is he only doing one at the transfer station? Do I need to tell him which
Yeah,
one?
the one on our land,
Yeah, just the big tree.
volunteer.
What's that?
John knows the official name.
it both, that's one of the,
Yeah.
of Gilead tree, but it's also, it's like a. Sort of poplar.
It's in the poplar family, it's a normal
I'll just say
poplar,
the poplar.
a large poplar tree.
What bomb of Gilead?
No.
What did
I'll
you
say-
say?
I'll say
I'm
poplar.
not gonna put
I
that.
think so.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
it's more like.
Yeah.
leaves.
BAL
Bomb
bomb,
of what? I'm looking it up.
BALM.
Yeah.
Of GILEAD.
Like
You're
Gilead.
from Buffalo, you should know.
Well, I know Gilead, but I've never heard of
That's
a
what
tree called a
Gilead.
bomb of Gilead.
See what it's also known as. So it's not a symbol, but it's something like that. That's one.
But creaking Aspen, I like those.
Squeaky acid.
But there was one on the way into Barry, beautiful one of Gilead that. Go over, it was massive,
A balsam poplar.
really bad. Awesome.
Balsam.
And when it fell, it was totally hollow inside, it had about 4 inches just around the outside, yeah.
That's what happens to them.
Right, and that's, sure, this one's probably totally hollow.
Do you guys need anything else?
Nope.
We've never done a bonding. So it would be interesting, it's a point, give us a little word.
I'm not really sure how that works, but. I bet my assistant does.
Yeah, I bet she does.
Since she's had to write like 4 bonds.
Like you know, once it's passed, it go into like essentially an escrow and then it can go out, you know, that took 3 or 4 years. Or something.
So I think, yes.
Oh, the
we
arrow.
We would, yes.
Ooh, I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
Light it up.
We would just create, or we would just go into that fund.
Calm down, calm down.
Here we go into the capital funds. To.
And when
Thank you.
bonding turns out, you know, because of inflation or cost overruns, what happens then?
We either have to have the money or we have to borrow the money.
So you can borrow on top of bonding,
Yes,
essentially.
yes.
Why is it called bonding, you know?
Because it comes from the bond bank.
Special money.
I was gonna say the bond bank apparently. From what I understand, and I understand very little. But the bond bank is sort of where people invest. And they put money into that bank. With the understanding that it'll be used to build municipal buildings or,
Right.
you know, things like that.
Solid conservative investment because.
Yeah.
Municipalities pay their bills.
Right, and then we pay it back at like a. Very low interest, like
Okay.
1% or something like that, and so then they get their money back. Plus. That interest, which I guess is similar to like a tax.
That's very secure.
But it's very secure because they put the money in. Like that investment thing, like you either put your investments in the bonds. And that's what we would be using, or you put your investments into stocks. So. And how that all works, I'm not entirely sure, but. I'm sure the LCT would also. Give me a good tutorial.
What's that about, it? Who's borrowing the money?
Yeah, essentially, we're borrowing the money and it's at a very low interest rate and it's. Yeah,
Over long period of time.
yes, although I know it's also a very complicated process because they require a lot of things on us. To make sure that we're paying back. But yeah, it's a very. You know, it's like a $20,000 payment. A year for 15 years.
I wonder if we ought to investigate borrowing the money somewhere else. Well, the BLTC probably would know, or somebody would know.
So I think the problem is you wouldn't get the same interest rate. If you
Right.
borrowed it somewhere else, you pay a much higher.
Yeah.
Interest rate, so borrowing from the bond rate keeps the interest there.
Gotcha. Okay.
Um,
But if there's also the option, say some year we wanna pay. So the principal down, ahead of schedule that we could do.
I'll have to ask Tara, if you guys think of questions you want, I can invite her to a meeting when she can. She knows everything about bonding, and she wrote like 4 of them for this the 4 different schools. And we would also have to have a boss vote to be a town hall vote.
Stop Royals and auditorium is what going on, right?
Our auditorium. Boss vote.
Oh, really?
Oh, I forgot.
So when we put the gym in at the school, that was the bond. That was at the
That was
very,
probably the last bond.
that was, because I remember paying that one off, I was all upset. It was like, we're out of debt. But, so anyway, yes, that. It's definitely a thing we can do, we probably have to bond for it, I have to draw my list. Things I need to do.
Hopefully kind of pick your. Your vacancy here, it's like, we're gonna say.
Yeah, and I think you have like. They paid, I think we paid that gym like. Like word. Yeah. So. I will find out more about that and bring you back more information. Because we're not doing it this year, I'm assuming.
No,
Because we first have to engineer and figure out what we're building and how much that will cost and. Because we'll need to know that before we
right.
ask. All right. Cool. Thank
That's
you.
what we should do this year, what we just mentioned.
I think we could just get our ducks in a row in a year from now, have all their information.
Right.
All right, how about this fire department and road crew easement, please, is that an update?
My update is that it is signed,
All right,
title delivered.
What is that?
So when we were in here talking about all the radios. And they needed to put a new
Oh,
thing on Kay's property.
I know.
They said that they have an easement, the fire department does, but it's only for the fire department. It didn't include the road crew per se. And we figured since Kay is still willing to have us use it, that we should update the easement now to reflect like any town, radio needs. So Sarah Buxton went through, updated the deed, and she just saw Kay on Thursday and had Kay sign it, so it's all set now, so. That is updated and we have,
It's legal for Tunbridge municipality.
and it goes with the property, so even if Kay sells it or her kids get it or whatever, we maintain the. Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the update.
thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
I was
That
thinking,
was the new antenna government did though. Bradford, finishing it. We were waiting for a license, right?
I haven't heard anything about that.
I haven't either.
That was supposed to be in July, I thought.
Yeah.
Should ask Rob,
Did you get in touch with them or?
Sure.
Sign or something like that?
right,
Seems like we'd be right around that.
Right. can't remember his name.
Doolittle,
Dude.
right? Yeah,
No. No,
yeah, that's the radio guy.
no, I remember that. I
It's not
remember,
his name,
no.
It's something like.
it's like DULI.
Do tell.
Yeah, do tell.
Are you sure?
Yeah, DUTILE, that's.
I bet you a quarter.
Okay.
Doolittle.
I swear. I think I wrote it like that in the minutes, so I think we're changing it.
WTO.
Yeah, you're like wrong.
I was thinking the other day that usually the fire department goes around and washes bridges and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and I don't know if they have, but it seems in the recent times we've had to request that. So, I mean, it also gives the fire department a chance to go out and do their thing. So I guess I would ask Mariah to request of Simon if they want to wash bridges.
And also, around this time of year, the fairground. Usually regular sometimes.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything from Fair. But that reminds me, I should get their, road closure and that stuff for
Yes.
next meeting, cause the fair's early this year, so.
I know,
Which we want to see that big.
Yeah.
There's the first.
Yeah,
Actually, it's amazing,
is it?
like the 19th.
Yeah.
Like, the other thing. Oh, I guess I can answer another business, but. Cell phone tab, I guess, plus I'm.
I have no update either, yeah, there hasn't been, as far as I know,
Areas with the. fee.
no, yeah,
Here.
yeah,
that is weird. And there's a petition going around to have another public meeting. And there's a petition at the stores, paper version, and I guess there's one online, so.
yeah. Yeah, and there's a petition going around to urge you to allow the cell tower, and I think people are confused in thinking that it's your decision,
Right.
one way or the other. So, I saw that too.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think actually maybe Simon had started it for like encouraging people to like encourage the select board to put the.
Mhm.
You know, allow the cell phone tower to go in, because it's, you know.
Right.
They have a statistic that by doing this, they're gonna save at least one life or something like that, so.
I
Could be
think that the confusion is that. Apparently it's some amount of time in the state for. Planning commission. Put in a concern.
Yeah, once the PUC is filed, right,
Yeah.
then we have 30 days for us to voice our concern, but regardless.